Okay. So I was in Stamford, Connecticut this weekend doing an open gallery like this, and we had about 17 people, which doesn't sound like a lot, and it was supposed to be a certain amount of time, and I talked to everyone, but I'm still kind of feeling the effects of it because doing this is very draining. Um, if anyone's in Westchester or Connecticut or in the surrounding areas of Stamford, I'm at this place by appointment predominantly on Sundays, and you can check my website. I'm also at J House Spa in Greenwich, which is really great. But I love heart healing. So just to talk to about that for 1 second. Okay, now I'm Francine Tesler. Thank you for joining me, guys. I'm a psychic medium and a medical intuitive. Everyone has a psychic ability, but we're not all meant to be a practitioner. So the more that we pay attention, the stronger it gets. And if we don't use it, you'll lose it or it stays dormant. All psychics are not mediums. Hi, Tish. Um, you've heard this before. Not all psychics are mediums, but all mediums are psychics. I'm both, but I'm also a medical intuitive, and it plays a big role in the reading. So what is that? Um, a medical intuitive isn't a doctor, just so you guys know. I see heat around my chest, like somebody's chest area, let's say, like I'll get red or I'll see something like that. And I may say to the person, listen, I see heat. Do you have asthma? But maybe they have acid reflux. I get the right idea, the wrong application. So my job is to kind of alert you guys, if that makes any sense. Okay. And just because I say something, don't freak out. Just take it as look at something like lower body. I did a reading for somebody today, lower body, and I thought maybe sugar or something like that, or digestive. Well, she had female issues. So that makes sense. No one can tell us how long we live or die. No such thing as magic spells, curses. I would be 100 pounds, a billionaires. And a lot of men would be really mad at me because they would have really big ones, but when they went to have sex, they wouldn't be able to find it. Sorry, Jim. How to say that. The other thing is mediumship. When you watch the shows, on the medium shows, we're going to go over tonight, so don't worry. You never hear somebody say that their dead aunt called them on the phone, and the money's here and the meaning of life is that. They talk about different experiences, so they see orbs, birds, they find coins. But basically, what happens is when we die, number one, we lose the ability to communicate in the language we came from. And what happens is if we got airlifted to another country and we don't understand their language and they don't understand ours, we would still figure out a way to communicate. Just like when we have a child or a pet, we understand what they're saying, you know. So it's not an exact science. I'll hear static or the hair will stay up on my arms. And the other thing is really quickly, I am ADD and I'm dyslexic. So I'm kind of like a 6-year-old that had a baby with a mad scientist. So I'm very visually descriptive and I may get the right idea, the wrong application. So anyone that's ever had a reading with me knows I'm an artist originally, and I may have, like I said, the right idea, the wrong application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the room, talk to as many people. I'm going to ask you your name and date of birth, and then maybe I'll start to tell you some stuff, and then we'll see what happens from there, and then we'll figure it out. I'll go as much as I can. Kathleen just came in. You see how people are still coming in late. Kind of maybe better this way. Okay. All right. Uh, Lisa. Lisa B. And then I'm going to pick Jim next. Hi, Lisa. What's your date of birth?
It's Liza.
Oh, Liza. Sorry.
Um,
I free write. So if you see me, kind of moving around, that's what I'm doing. So
okay.
what's your date of birth?
12/31/81.
Did you go through a lot of change recently?
Yeah,
You've been cleaning house?
so to speak.
Okay. And did I ever read you before?
Yes. The
A
2 months ago, I think.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. So
Mhm.
I am going to say to you, huh? I get like you're cleaning house and you're tossing things, people, situations, a lot of change.
Mhm.
Did you change like 3 things? Maybe not all completely at once, but a lot of coming and going of matter.
Um, yeah, kind of.
Okay, that's what they're showing me. Wasn't that that's kind of interesting? But that's what they're showing me. Now, did you change something with your job?
Not something kind of changed with my job, but it wasn't, it's like a job description, not the description, but some duties kind of changed, but that wasn't anything that was my decision.
Okay, well, I feel like if there was something that needed to be changed, and if you didn't, you were kind of ignoring it, and that's why it changed for itself. It's going to change again 2 other times. So don't ask me what that is. Um,
With my job, you mean?
yeah, I'm getting test tubes.
Test tubes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're not a mixologist, so I don't think it's that. And I don't
No,
think you're in the medical field
no.
unless no. So test tubes. So maybe it means that they're going to test out a new program or something,
Oh,
you
maybe.
know. So Diana, you're going to have to go on my website. There's a link there. It's very hard for me. I post it on Facebook, but I can't do both places. So what I'm going to say to you is, I think they're going to do some other kind of implementation. So let's say
Okay.
you're a manager of a store, let's say, right?
Hmm.
I see you being a little bit more mobile and doing more training.
Okay.
So maybe it's a promotion,
Maybe.
like a district manager or management position.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Is it a job or a career? Because I don't remember.
Um, I mean, it's really kind of a job.
What are you doing?
Um, I work for an insurance company.
Well, that's why I was picking up medical. What kind of insurance?
Typically like, it surplus lines. So,
Well, the
um,
symbolism of the insurance, I think of medical insurance or property
right.
insurance.
Yeah, it's
So I'm
not
getting
particularly
service.
health insurance, no, but
No, but that's what I
yeah.
think of. Okay,
Yep.
so there's going to be some change. So maybe your company merges with another company, and maybe
They already have actually. So it
okay,
could be maybe it's the bringing together. I know there's going to be some changes in terms of them kind of bringing in our smaller company, which they've already done, but the integration could
okay.
be.
Are they global?
I believe, yeah, I think the parent company might be. Mhm.
So then that's going to be important because I feel like, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because it's important, but I'm like I said, I had a late start because of technology, and I messed up because I'm tired because I did another open gallery, and I went on the wrong link, and I was like, "Where is everyone?" I couldn't believe it. What I'm going to say is, I feel like you're going to become like by coastal and maybe by country. So like you might be going from here to California, then to Spain.
Hmm.
So there's going to be something.
Okay.
So keep it in mind. My other suggestion is get a make sure your passport's up to date, and
Okay.
make sure that all your international shots are up to date.
Okay.
That's really important. And the other thing is, I think it's going to be a positive.
Okay.
Okay, now what do you want to ask me?
Um, so during the last reading, I asked if the signs that I was receiving, that I was perceiving as signs were signs.
Yes.
Um, and you said yes. Um, the changes that have happened since then, um, am I on the right path with this? And um, how does like the next month kind of play out?
Well, can I tell you one thing? I just talked about the place in Stanford, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a healing center
Mm-hmm.
amongst other things, but it's not a regular holistic center.
Mm-hmm.
They do a lot of other things. And the reason why I'm telling you this is that in the new year, we're going to be doing classes.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing psychic development classes, possibly some mediumship stuff. So what you're going to do is, you're on my email list.
Mm-hmm.
If you can always, if you want, you could email me, and I think it would be worth it. And I think we're going to do like a women's retreat, like a bunch, like there's like going to be a bunch of us. Each one is going to do a different thing on a weekend. It'll
Hmm.
be a 2 day thing, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So I think it'll help you tap into your own intuition more.
Okay.
Because you have a caretaking base, regardless of how business oriented you are. So that part of you wants to put band aids on everyone, but you're not a butt wiper. So that's the distinction.
Right.
Okay. And that, so just keep that in mind, and we'll discuss it at a further date, but I think that you're going to enjoy it. So keep it in mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then we'll go from there. I hope I helped. I'm
Hmm.
sorry, guys, I started late. Anyone that wants me to talk to them, please show me your video. Now, I'm going to go to Jim. Hi, Jim. You have to take me off of mute. I'm not the most techno. Ask to unmute. So there's a little microphone. It's a red microphone. See, the other thing is I have like four
How's
lights
that?
going. Yeah, perfect. I can't see any of the type on here because, it's like a little midget was in there. Can help me. What's your date of birth, Jim?
November 20th, 1968.
Okay.
I'm the old
So,
guy here, probably.
no, actually, no, I'm older than you. So I beat you by 2.5 years. Okay. Now, Jim, um, I have a really rando question for you. You own your own home.
Not at the present time.
Did you?
What do you mean owned? Right now I rent.
Okay, do you rent a
I
house?
yes.
Okay, so is there some issues with the stairs, but I can't tell if it's inside or outside?
Hmm.
Keep it in mind. And if you live in a colder area, if especially if it's outside, so remember I said, so I'm the kind of person that is like, what's his name that yelled out the British are coming. So I feel like there's some issue with stairs. So I don't know if it's not something that you're seeing on the surface, but maybe there's the concrete is rotting or some wood. But just remember, I said that.
Okay.
Okay, now, um, also, you're in your first career or your third,
Well, technically I've had this job since I was 17.
but you changed something within it though, like 3 times.
Yeah, probably different positions, yeah.
Okay,
Over the years. I've been there a long time.
okay. Now, do you like it?
uh Lately, not as much as I did in the beginning.
Okay, so
They cut hours and we work harder
right.
type deal.
Uh, Now, my question to you is, and I don't know what this means, and I may have the right idea, the wrong application, but I'm getting, like the inside of an engine and the pistons that go up and down.
Yep.
I'm seeing that. And then I hear the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and so do you do anything mechanical or engineering? Because they're showing me that, and then I get a reference to like connect the dots. So is it? I don't think it's HR that you're doing, but I feel like you're problem solving in some way. Does that make sense a little bit?
Uh, not really with my job.
That's what
I
it feels
I
like.
I pretty much schedule trucks for a
Wait,
wholesale warehouse.
okay, but that's the wheels on the bus, duh. Okay, also you're scheduling trucks for what? I'm not going crazy because you could be a pilot, you could have been sanitation, like okay, so my question is what do you schedule the trucks for?
Well, I work for a company, a wholesaler, so I schedule all the trucks to come in and deliver the product to the store. And I
And
also input everything that comes in. So everything we receive for the day, I put into our system and receive it in also.
so that could be the connecting the dots in a sense. And the trucks that they are these for commercial use or not?
Yes,
That's
yes.
why I got that. Okay, now unfortunately, because of what's going on, I mean, there was a big trucking company that just closed from what I remember a couple of months ago. There was like one of the oldest trucking companies, hi guys, I'm sorry. Hi, Mary. Go on my website. I'm really sorry, but um, yeah, it's on my website. If you go onto events, Mary, sorry, I'm doing the double fisting. So I'm going to say to you, can I make a suggestion? I know you're going to hate me because you don't like
No, go ahead.
change. Redo your resume just for shits and giggles. Talk to a headhunter. I know that you might be at an age where maybe you could quasi retire, but I really can't see you really retiring exactly. But you have a good skill set. So I could see you utilizing this skill set in a different way. And I kept on getting the wheels on the bus go round and round. So I have a feeling you might be able to get involved with a logistics company, which is basically what you're doing, in a
Right.
different way. But maybe it's a logistics for school buses, or it could also be, and I know you're going to think I'm crazy, and this has nothing to do with it exactly, but it has to do with transport. If you're in New York and if you're in Westchester, I want you to check out a company called Atlas Air. I'll type it in here. Give me 1 second. Let's see. I'm having a spastic moment. It's called Atlas Air. So ATLAS. It's a logistics company that deals with engineers and pilots, and they transport high-ranking government and military. And they're a really cool company. They're the way that your company used to be, not the way it is now. So it's
Right.
still it's owned and operated by the engineers and the people, but they're big, but they're not like gross, and they're not. You understand what I'm saying? And they're
Yeah.
still family oriented. Check it out, because what you do, you can maybe do remotely also.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's nice.
Yeah. Now, one other thing, and this is a random thing. I don't know if it's your elbow or your knee, but I'm getting something like, could be even your wrist, but I'm getting a reference to it. Are you having any issues?
Mm, no, no, not really. I mean,
Be careful.
common, common stuff at my age.
No, it's not that. It's something else. Yeah, it's going to be Pam. You're going to have to go into the thing. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm too tired, and I'm not the most good with this. Trying to multitask. What I'm going to say to you is, do you live in a colder area?
Yeah, well, we're right near Philly, South Jersey.
Okay, so get extra salt to salt your steps outside. Okay, just I know you think I'm crazy, but that's what I'm going to tell you, um, because I feel like it's something elbow, knee, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense a little bit?
Sure it does. You're
Okay.
telling me I'm going to fall on my steps and go out the door and fall on my steps in the
Well,
snow.
you might, but well, it's a warning, but it could also be something else, maybe somebody around you. But I'm getting a reference to it.
Okay.
Okay. So just keep it in mind. Or you may bang it or something. Now, do you have a question before I go into somebody else?
I actually was trying to think of something. I can't really think of anything I would want to ask.
You're very intuitive, but you're an analytical intuitive. So you get these weird hits, and you're going to have to learn to set a boundary with your friends, your family, and especially your job. I know that you don't like to say no, but say I'd love to, but I can't.
Gotcha.
That's what I would do, because and if you say to somebody I would love to but I can't, it's a really great way of saying go suck it. You're saying no without saying no, and it sounds so nice, and you don't piss people off, and then you don't feel like you disappointed them. You see what I mean?
Hmm.
So keep that in mind, because you're working too many. If you're working any extra hours, you have to stop doing that.
Yeah, I was told that recently.
Yep. Okay, so keep that in mind. But even for your health, you can't do that. You know what I mean? So just
Right,
keep
right.
that in mind. Okay. I hope I helped. And then, maybe add yourself to my email list. I do private readings. Now, anyone that's in this room tonight, I'm offering 10% off of a phone reading if you have an interest. So you just tell me you're in the Zoom room. I also have the December one on my website already, so that if you want to register for it for the 5th of December, you can do that. And this time it'll be the last one for the year, so I won't get screwed up as far as which one I'm clicking on. I can't believe I did that. Okay. It was very nice talking to you, Jim. Let me go on
Same
to
here.
somebody else. Thank you.
Okay. Have a
Thank
good
you so
night.
much. You too. Okay, so let me go on to somebody else. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, it's hard for me to see today, and more people are coming in. So I have somebody here with a phone number. Anyone that wants me to talk to them, please show a picture. Otherwise, I won't talk to you guys because I need to see you guys. Hi, Diana. Hi. How are you? Okay, I saw that. Hi, Anne Marie. How are you? So I was talking about what today. Hold on, Marion wants to come in. Okay, so I'm a little bit slow to the gate today because I'm tired. I'm going to pick Catherine. Catherine, what is your date of birth? What is your date of birth, Catherine? Catherine, you got to take me off of mute. Do, do, do. Kathleen, take me off of mute. It's a little red button with like a microphone.
Down the bottom left-hand corner. I don't think she knows you're talking to her.
Kath. Okay, so that I'm going to go on to somebody else.
Diana.
Oh, you're funny, Diana. Do me one favor though. I'm going to put you. I'll come back to you. Don't worry. Let me see what happens. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Marion Faye.
Yeah, that's me.
Hi, Marion. What's your date of birth?
January 13th,
What year?
59.
Okay. Hi, Marion. What's your date? Anyone that came in, just make sure you mute yourself. Hold on. Oh, and let me just mute you, and Marie. Sorry. So, did something change pretty drastically for you in the past 9 or 18 months? I can't hear you. Marion.
I'm not going to say drastically, but there were some positive changes.
Okay, like a lot of new things.
Okay, why is that? I'm here.
Okay, no, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you, yes. For some reason, it's very delayed.
Oh, okay. So you know what? I'm going to come back to you. It might be, what you might have to do is go out and come back in. It might be your internet settings, okay?
Okay.
I thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, let me try somebody else. Okay.
Oh, here it
Okay.
is.
Okay. Somebody came in. Hold on for 1 second. Oh, Kathleen, you're finally here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kathleen. Okay, what is your date of birth, Kathleen?
April 17th, 1944.
Okay, now. So there's been a little bit of a tug of war going on around your family.
Not really.
It feels like it. Was there something that happened recently, like some issue or some drama?
Well, my husband's going through something right now with his health.
Okay, so there seems to be some issue with that. So I just want you to keep that in mind. What's your husband's birthday?
November 13th, 1938.
You had moved, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, is your son the one that's paying for your apartment?
No.
Oh, that's interesting because I'm getting some sort of supplement.
No.
Okay, keep it in mind because I'm getting a supplement for it. Because I get the movement. But you know what they're showing me? They're showing me money going back and forth. So I'm not sure what that means.
Mm.
Okay, it's very important.
Yeah.
You were pregnant 3 times or 6?
3.
How many kids?
3.
2 same sex?
Yes.
2 boys?
No, 2 girls and a boy.
Is both the girls really feisty, or does one of the girls have a name that could be male or female?
Kim? I guess
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there seems to be with something with that, and maybe the thing with your son. What's going on with your son?
No, nothing.
Okay, keep it in mind. What's his birthday?
February 4th, 1972.
Okay. Does he live close by to you?
Yes.
There could be some sort of movement or change for him, and he tries to keep things to himself,
Yeah.
but this time he's not going to be able to, so just keep that in mind. I don't
Okay.
think it's a bad thing. I think that he may have a hard time trying to process something
Okay.
because he doesn't do well under certain types of stress. Do you know what I mean? That's why men don't give
Yes.
birth.
Yeah.
So when you have to think really quickly on something, he doesn't process well.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. Now with your husband, what's your husband's birthday? Your husband's the 11/13.
Yes.
Is he having any cardiovascular or breathing issues?
No, he's having radiation right now though for prostate.
Okay, it's going to affect here. To be
Okay.
honest, it's going to affect his chest area. That's
Uh-huh.
coming up stronger. Um, can they do the treatments in maybe smaller doses?
He's having 44 treatments. He's
Okay,
about middle now.
okay,
Oh,
because it may affect him in other ways. Somebody else, hold on for 1 second. Give me 1 second. I get some static in the background, so I don't know if somebody else. Uh, okay, it might be you. It's the stupid computer. So what I'm going to say to you is make sure that they monitor that
okay.
cardiovascular and breathing
Okay.
because and the other thing is you should get a wedge pillow for him, one of those big wedges so that he's slightly elevated because
Okay.
he could get some water on his lungs.
Okay. Yeah.
It's strong because and
Oh,
maybe that's why your son is kind of like freaking out.
could be.
Mhm. So keep it in mind. Now, what do you want to ask me?
Oh, that's really what I wanted to ask. How my husband was going to do.
Oh, Phyllis, can you go on mute? Thank you, Phyllis. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me just see something. Oh, thank you. Okay, that was good. Thank you, Danielle. What do you want to ask me? Go.
No, that was what I was wondering about how my husband was going to be.
So your husband's diagnosis was in the past 3 months or 8 months?
Well, he's had problems for years, but I guess 8 months. Yeah.
Okay. The good point is it happened in this time frame, so they're able to address it. There were some astrological aspects that helped that whatever was hidden that was workable, you're able to work on. My only concern is not the prostate. I'm concerned with the treatment because it can affect other things. That's my concern.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he's very tired and
Right.
foggy. So that's what my problem is.
Right.
So maybe you should also see if they'll do vitamin infusions for him
Oh, okay.
with it IV. I think it might help.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Think
And just be as supportive with him as possible because at
of.
some point he's going to get a little frustrated.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Now
is hard.
who's Tom and who's John?
Tom is my husband. Could be.
Thank you. Because I
And
hear
John,
Tom Thumb. He's not dumb, but he's
yeah,
sucking his thumb. No, no,
right,
no.
right, okay, yeah,
Okay. And
yeah.
who's John?
John could be my brother. He's passed.
Okay, he's around. So he's making fun. He's trying to make light of it. So I think hold on for 1 second. Your brother, what's his birthday?
January 12th, 1942.
Did he have cardio issues?
Yes. Did.
Okay. So that could be why, oh, I just got chills. Maybe that's why I was warning you. He's concerned about that with your husband.
Okay.
Cardio and here, chest
Oh,
area.
okay.
And then let me know what happens, okay?
I will, Francine.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. I'm going to try to
Okay.
go on to somebody else. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Um, Helene? Helene.
Hi,
See,
Helene.
Helene, sorry. I can't see the little type.
It's okay.
This is what happens when we get old.
I know.
What's your birthday?
March 19th, 1956.
Now, I read you before, didn't I?
Unofficially, briefly, we met in a jewelry store.
Oh, it's so funny. I feel like I know you. Oh my God. Oh, I met you at Dorico's.
Yep, yep.
Ah, yes. Um, you've been having a lot of visitations, haven't you?
Um, I don't see them all.
Okay, but you feel them.
Yeah, there was a recent one that I'm pretty sure I felt. Others, sometimes I'm not sure I feel them.
But so a couple of things. The month of October
Mhm.
is Halloween and also the what do you call it? It's a holiday for Wiccans and things like that. It's called, I can never say it. It's called like shamanin or whatever it is. Where'd you
Mhm.
go? And what it is, you disappeared. Hold on. I'm
I
going
see
back.
them.
I'm trying to find you. Hold on. The screen went funny, and we're having all these fun things today. Okay, I see you. So in October, the portal is very thin, and so we call the witching hour between 3 and 4 a.m. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, but that's the time that the veil is thin and it allows the spirits to come through. It's almost like one wall in your house suddenly becomes cellophane, and it allows any kind of spirit, because a lot of times when the spirits do communicate, a loud person has to, it's either they have to be loud or a loud person has to open the portal for somebody that's quiet, because if you're quiet here, you're not going to be loud there, and vice versa. Okay. So October is a really interesting month because it's almost like it's between 3 and 4 in the morning the entire month. So everything was a little crazy, especially around October 14th. We had oh, okay. We had a new moon in an eclipse, and that new moon wasn't a good one, really. In a lot of ways, it's a lot of cleansing, but it caused a lot of anxiety, rage, stress. So look what happened in the Middle East, the main shooters. Like there was a bunch of stuff happened. And the reason why I'm saying this to you is that the spirits are taking advantage, but they also see what's going on this plane. So they get a little stressed because you have a male there that comes and visits you quite often. Um, and I feel like whoever it was, I don't know if it was your dad or your grandfather, but they definitely had a hearing deficit, because I hear like better to hear you with, like they had like something with their ears. And he was very protective, and he still is, even on the other side. So I'm going to say it could be in the service, military, police. He has that type of demeanor. So that's the first thing. He wants you to pay attention to your surroundings. The other thing is, I'm getting a female too. What is your mom's birthday?
Hmm. August 30th. Wow, I want to say 19, oh, maybe 23.
Is
Hmm.
there an anniversary of somebody going to spirit around this time?
Um, a couple of people.
Is
Yes.
it 2 people or 4?
No, around this time, I'm sorry, would just be 1. Like in November, it's just 1.
Okay, but what about October?
October, another.
Yeah. Well, see, October is important because so October 28th to November 3rd is when the people that celebrate shamanism, the Wiccans and all that, they consider the veil is even thinner then, but it's still affecting us. And then yesterday was a new moon, a good
Mhm.
one, and it was also 11/11. So I'm going to tell everyone in this group, if you ever heard about the old reference about the phoenix, right? The phoenix burns in the fire, right? And then it rises from the ashes and is reborn. Well, what's happening is that's happening to everyone right now. Everyone is being forced to make major changes, whether they want to or not. And whatever doesn't work is going to go away. And if we don't address it, it's gonna be forced. And I'm going to tell you, it's a positive for you, but I see these people around you and they're giving you a lot of support. One other thing, you've been getting a lot of flashing lights.
Not, no, every now and then, but not.
You might want to check it. You own your own house, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, and you have 2 levels or 4?
3.
But
You
2
count.
primary?
Oh, in an attic. I'm sorry. So
Yeah,
4.
4.
4.
Okay. Were you having any issues with the roof?
Not that I know of.
Okay. There could be some electrical or some water thing, but I'm getting like flashing, so I don't know if it's just the um um okay. I don't know if it's just the spirits trying to say hello because that's what they do. They'll flash the lights, or they could be trying to alert you to something. Especially if you have an addict, a lot of the times you get critters that get in.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they eat the wires. So keep it in mind.
Okay.
Now, also one other thing with you, you have to watch your blood pressure and electrical issues cardio wise. So hold on. So like, some people would have more congestive heart issues. Other people would have a tendency to electrical, but because, you went through menopause and everything, I want you to check that. Okay.
Okay.
There's a really good cardiologist out of Maple Medical. His name is Dr. Michael Silver. He's
Mm-hmm.
part of White Plains Hospital. Make an appointment and just get it checked. I don't know if it's you directly, but they're just saying to just do it. Okay. The other
Okay.
thing is, do you have another property?
No, not at the moment.
There will be something coming up. It's not
Okay.
right now. It's probably within 22 months, 11 to 22 months.
Hmm.
I don't know if you buy a Winnebago or a piece of land or a vacation spot, nothing big,
Mm-hmm.
but it's an opportunity that falls in your lap.
Okay.
So keep it in mind. And I also don't think it's in a place that people would necessarily go to. And well, so everyone thinks of a vacation home as Florida or the Carolinas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you pick something like Lake George. Like it's not like people automatically think of warmer. I'm not
Oh,
necessarily
okay.
getting that. I'm
Okay.
getting more like water and more seasonal, more cooler. Like
Okay.
not, like my friend that's in the group, I think she's still here. She went from Westchester and she moved to Maine and she lives
Mm-hmm.
in Bumfuck. So there you go. So keep that in mind. Okay, now, do you have a question?
I
You're not
don't.
going crazy.
I I don't think I have it. Well, I have a question. If I
Go for
have
it.
a cardiologist, should I just see him, or do you think I should see Dr.
I
Silver?
would, I would just change it up if they take your insurance to have somebody else check you, just for shits and giggles. And you
Okay.
could tell Dr. Silver that I sent you.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
All right.
and then if you want, email me and and with your phone number and I'll tell you why because
Okay.
it's funny. Him and me were written up in Westchester Magazine at the same time, and I read his entire staff. They were all around me. So he'll get a kick out of it, but he'll know that I'm sending you. And I may have the right idea, the wrong application, you know, but it's important. Also, you're in your second major relationship.
I'm not in a relationship at the moment.
You're coming into one.
Oh,
So
good
that could be also.
You want one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, God gives you what you need.
Yeah. Okay. True. True.
I think, and I want to go into somebody else. I think you know the person from a long time ago, but you never dated them.
Okay.
So
All right.
he has a nice energy about him. He also had a series of losses, so he's very kind.
Okay.
You know, a man that goes through loss or illness, you know, from friends or family, a lot of times they shut down and they become stoic or get depressed. Not this person. He's very kind. So it's going to be important. So remember I said that. Maybe you go to Dr. Silver and you meet the guy there. Who knows?
Who knows?
That'll be funny. That'll be funny. But the other thing is, who is there a Rose or Rosemary or
No.
Mary Rose? Or do
Mm-mm.
roses mean anything to you? February or December?
February. Just so many things. December, February, both.
Okay. It could be somebody that's on the other side also, because whenever I think of the name like roses, I think of Valentine's Day or Christmas because of the red and green Christmas balls. So there may be, I think that there's going to be something that's going to present itself to you around that point. And then you'll know what I'm talking about because it's like a blessing, actually.
Okay.
I'm very excited for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'll let
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's very cool. And then maybe you'll have an aha moment. Okay, now, I hope I helped. Send me your info, definitely. My phone number, you can even text me your info,
Okay.
914-469-6693. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. I knew you, but I couldn't figure out why. And then we'll figure this out. And this video will be, I'm going to try to post it on my website so you can watch it. And then when things start to make sense, you'll figure it out. Fair
Okay.
enough?
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm going to mute you. And Becky.
Hi.
Hello. You're a little foggy over there. Becky, what is, thank you everyone for being so patient. What is your date of birth?
7/29/71.
Okay. So I have a really random question for you. There's been a lot of change around you too. Hello?
Yeah.
So I have an image of you in Mad TV or Saturday Night Live, and it's funny. I hear you saying you're in the middle of a moron sandwich. I like these phrases, and I see the. I think it was. I don't know if it was Sesame Street or Electric Company. Do you remember the Swedish chefs, the puppets? They were mimicking Julia Childs, but I'm seeing that. Why?
Well, I work at the Culinary Institute of America with a bunch of chefs.
Oh my God! You changed your hair, and I can't. I really. You look like you're in fog.
Probably because I have the background blurred. So.
Oh, okay. Very cool. And so you're working in the culinary. Are you teaching?
No. I'm the director of food and beverage operations. I oversee our restaurants, catering, student dining.
Okay. I'm getting the Swedish chefs, and then I get Julia Childs. So it relates to three different areas, I guess. The symbolism of you being pulled. Now, did they close down one of the culinary places?
They have not.
Okay, they have 3 or 6 right now across the country. Or across this area that you're involved in.
I'm only involved in New York, but we have Texas also, 2 places in California, and one in Singapore.
One in Singapore, but the ones in New York, is it one or three of them?
One, but it's our large campus. It's the main campus.
Okay. Now there is one that's in the United States that particularly is not doing well. Is that California?
One of the properties in California, yes.
Okay, that's going to close. I'm like 99.999%. So I'm going to say Cali's going to close. When that happens, your position may change. Or you may have an opportunity to shift goals or shift roles and goals. I'm gonna rhyme. It's important. And also, do you go to Texas a lot?
No, I have not been.
Oh, good, because I can't stand Texas. Okay. I mean, they have good steak, but that's about it. You're in your. Do you consider this your first major relationship or your third?
I'd say third.
Okay, but it's your first marriage.
Correct.
Okay, what's his birthday?
11/20/64.
And interesting. He's a very smart guy, but he's not as book smart. But it's not that he's not book smart. He's probably like me. He's probably ADD and dyslexic. But he's like a structural engineer of sorts. So he's doing a lot of the physical. I feel the word physical labor. Does he own his own company?
Not anymore.
Okay, he might do some side hustle again, so keep that in mind. It's like very strong. Is it construction or engineering? Not engineering. Like he should have been a structural engineer, but I'm getting like him finding a needle in a haystack. Just like a forensic accountant finds when people playing the hokey pokey. Like he would be good, like to catch all the mistakes. Like Holmes on Holmes, I love him. I was talking about him the other day. Anne Marie was there when I was talking about it. But the thing is that it's going to be important. I also think that you're not going to stay in the area for more than 3 years. I see you in a warmer area, but not California. So
we're thinking of Florida.
I was going to say Florida or the Carolinas. Now, I can't see you sitting home and knitting, but if I'm right, what's going to happen is that you're going to be able to still work with the company if you want to, because your role is going to have a different part. So like maybe you get to do Zoom, conferences, and maybe you have 3 major trips a month, get on a plane or whatever, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal.
Okay.
And very importantly, if you noticed, and this is interesting because my readings sometimes are like a dream and a slideshow, and it's symbolic and surrealistic and precognitive. I said Julia Childs, didn't she? I don't know if she spoke another language, but the Swedish chefs were Swedish, so they're supposed to speak a different language. So it's not I don't know if it's the Japanese, maybe it could be, but I feel like it's something more European that is going to come in. So I don't know if it's French or something like that. But they definitely, like, I'm not getting Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Then I would think, the Asian, but I definitely think that there's going to be something else internationally with other people that speak differently language. It's going to be important.
Okay.
Now, what do you want to ask me before I kick you away?
My dad, he's had some health issues and concerns going on.
What's his birthday?
He is 6/16/42.
He has 2 things or 4 things predominantly wrong. I think that they see one thing, but I think he needs to go to an internist and maybe a functional medicine doctor, because if you go to a surgeon, what's the surgeon going to want to do? The surgeon's going to want to cut, right? And if, you know, so how do I say this? So they're not looking at him as a whole person. They're only looking at like one thing at a time, and they're not looking at the whole puzzle. Is he very tired?
Yes.
All right. Another question. Is he having any memory issues?
Slightly. He did have a stroke in September, but he
I
also
was
had
going to say.
prostate cancer as well.
So that's the two things. Stroke. Did he do chemo or radiation?
No, actually, they gave him a pill initially for the prostate cancer, and we wonder if that has caused some of the heart issues that he has going on as well.
Okay. So I was going to tell you he's not getting enough oxygen to his brain. And I think he's having more, maybe quite possibly TIAs.
Okay.
So if he has good insurance, depending, Dr. Michael Silver, he is very good. He can find a needle in the haystack. Hold on for 1 second. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. Yeah, he can find a needle in the haystack because Dr. Silver, even though he's a cardiologist, he had to be an internist first, and he hasn't forgotten that he was an internist. I also have a pulmonologist. If you have an interest, so email me. He's also part of the same group, and he's also an internist, and he's wonderful, and he took care of our father. So, and he's my doctor now, and I love him. So, what you're going to do is you'll email me, and I'll send you, or text me. I just put the number in there.
Yep.
Now, one thing, he started having the problems more in the past 3 weeks or 8 weeks or 6 weeks.
Stroke was September 22nd, so, and then ended up in the hospital from passing out last week. So
okay, on the positive note, it's swift action and it's workable. But if it's not addressed and they don't figure out what the issue is, then there's going to be an issue. Because when you have a regular stroke or even a concussion, it's a form of a traumatic brain injury, and basically that part of the brain dies. It's brain damage. We call it a concussion because no one ever liked to use the word, well, you have brain damage. When you're young, your body heals itself and the neurons repair itself, but that part of the brain still dies. But when you're young, the body compensates and creates new pathways. When you're old, those cells die, and so it's important. Okay. And then let me know what happens.
Thank you.
And the other thing is, if you have to take time off from your job, do it, because that will also you'll see their full colors. And maybe that's part of the reason why I see a different role.
Okay.
Keep it in mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very
so
much.
much, Becky. Okay. Let me just go change my page. Okay, so Gail.
Hi.
Gail, what's your date of birth?
11/25/52.
Did I ever read you, Gail?
No, I've been to some of your Zooms before.
Okay, what's your date of birth? Sorry, you told me that already. Now, 11/25. Did you have a problem with your tire or something?
No.
When was the last time you had your wheels rotated?
Friday.
Okay, there might be an issue still, or you might get because you just did it on Friday. It could be something as stupid as you run over a nail and you just think nothing of it. So pay attention. And it feels like left rear.
Left rear, okay.
I'm dyslexic, but I'm thinking left rear.
So that's behind the driver.
Yep. So
I'll check.
Yep. I just pay attention to it for the next couple of weeks. Okay. Also,
Okay.
is there anything going on with your back?
My back has been in pain some mornings, and then after I walk around for a while and whatever, a lot of the pain goes away, but it's like that first hour, I can't, like, even bending, it hurts. So, and I have a little dog, I have to reach really far down to put her leash on,
Okay.
and I'm like, ah.
Um, you might want to get Arnicare, the cream.
I
It's by
have that.
rub it on, and then the other thing is maybe start to use a heating pad a few times a day, or soak, Epsom salts if you can,
Okay.
and maybe start to do some stretching. If there's a Y by you, maybe go swimming. And if it continues, you probably need to get an MRI of your back. And you can also you can get trigger point shots if they determine that there's something going on.
Trigger point shots.
In the back, yeah. Did you ever have a bone density test?
Yes.
Do you have osteopenia or osteoporosis?
It was osteopenia.
Okay, that's workable if you've been taking your calcium and your vitamin D, and if you didn't, then once you go past go, you can't fix it. So what I'm going to say is, hold on for 1 second. I'm not understanding why Diane did that, but that's okay. So what I'm going to say is, hold on. I think
Sorry.
it's affecting that. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm going to put you back on mute. I think it's affecting it because it's like there's some sort of inflammation, and you need to check it. Okay, and maybe go schedule another bone density test, and also talk to your doctor. Tell them you're having some pain, and maybe have them do an MRI of your lower back. Now you are in your first major relationship or your third one?
I'm in none right now.
You've had two that were important to you. Two
Uh,
that left an imprint.
one really.
And then may have been an asshole. There's another one coming in. It's no one from the past, so just keep that in mind. And I feel like you're going to be happy actually.
When do you think that's going to happen?
What state do you live in?
Florida.
Okay, so that's a positive. Okay. So you guys you really didn't get affected by the shutdowns like we did in New York and a lot of the blue states. So I think it's really around the corner, and it's going to be something kind of random. And it's going to sound silly. It might have something to do with your car.
Really?
Yeah, it's like really random. Maybe you get a flat and somebody pulls over to help you, but it's kind of a random thing. Could be in the grocery store. It's something much more organic, but the person isn't from Florida and they're not from New York. I think that they're more from the Midwest. I don't know why I think that, but I'm getting a reference to like Goma Pyle kind of thing. Um, I'm not saying him, but I'm getting that Midwesty type of thing. And whoever it is, he's like very nice. You know, I think he's a little younger than you, maybe 2 or 4 years. I
Okay.
also think that he's not divorced. I think he's more of a widower, actually.
Okay.
But it's not anyone online where they tell you, like, when they friend you and they say widow. Those are like 99% scams. So it's nothing like that. It's something very organic.
Yeah. I've crossed a
And
lot of them.
yeah, and you're gonna meet them. You have like those really big grocery stores that we don't have here. They're like a Stu Leonard's on crack. So um, it's something like that. Because I'm getting the wheels on your car, and then I'm getting a shopping cart. So I don't know if you're in Hope Depot or what's the name of the grocery stores by you?
We have mostly Publix and
Yes.
now Sprouts
I think
and
it's a Publix. Isn't the
a pub.
Publix closer? Isn't the Publix closer to you?
Oh, everything's like booming around me, but yes, there's tons of Publix.
Okay, and the question is, I have a question. The Publix that's near you, very close to it, do they have a liquor store attached to it? Because I've never been in one. Is there a liquor store next door, or do they have a liquor store inside of it? Like a distributor almost?
Um,
Because
not
that's like the
real.
landmark.
What was that?
Like I'm getting like a liquor store distributor, and then I get like Mountain Ridge Road or something like mountain, like sounds like River Mountain Road. Just remember I said it. It seems to be important. So maybe that's the name of the shopping center. But I just want to tell you that. Okay, now what do you want to ask me?
Okay, so maybe two things, if that's okay. One is I've known somebody for about 12 years. We've been talking. We've seen each other several times. He's up north, I'm down south. And
Where does he live by?
Jersey.
Okay. What's the road he lives off of?
Oh, I don't even.
Wouldn't
we
that be
usually
funny? Would it be funny if it was like Mountain River Road or something? Is that funny? Because I don't.
Yeah.
When I think of those names, I don't think that that's a Floridian name. Okay, what's his name and what's his birthday? Because I am fading. But go ahead.
6'4", 52.
6'4". No, he was married once or 3 times.
Once.
Okay, and did he have a long-term relationship also?
Pretty long, yes, but it was a divorce.
Okay. But did he want a divorce?
I believe so.
Okay. My problem with him is he's approach defensive, so he's scared of his own tail. I'm just telling you, because I keep on getting put your left foot in, put your left foot out, shake it all about, do the hokey pokey. So, what you going to say? You think it's you?
I think that's me.
Okay, but I think he has it too.
Okay. Could be because at this point we feel like the distance is a big deal. We both have grandchildren. We don't want to leave our areas.
But distance makes the heart grow fonder. So, and a man will go over mountains for a woman if he wants her, and maybe that's why I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Because I'm just getting like the word blah. Because, you can always, everything is negotiable and everything is workable in my mind. So keep it in mind. So maybe you figure something out and you do 6 months in 6 months, or you know what I'm saying, or I just see there's an opportunity, but I don't know if it's him, because I said to you, are you in your third major relationship? And you kind of said none. So you know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to say to you is, you're not even considering him right now. So maybe once the other people come in, because you would either meet 1 or 3 people or 6, because you're a 1 or a 3. He's an even number, so he would have choices in 2s. So the thing with him is, I think that if he smells somebody else on you, or gets a whiff that somebody else is sniffing around, he'll realize, oh shit, I'm screwing up. And maybe he'll come and he'll be like, please don't go, please don't go. I'm telling you so. I can't sing. Okay. Now, second question. I can't sing, but God.
Okay. The other thing is, do you see anything as far as health with me? Because I'm having an issue and I'm being told to go to this doctor, and then that doctor says, no, I think you should go to this kind of a doctor. And then that one tells me, oh no, I think you should go to this kind of a doctor. And I normally have nothing wrong. So all of a sudden things are happening that I want to address immediately.
So I asked you about your back to begin with. So I have a rando kind of intimate question. Are you getting any cramps, or are you having problems peeing or pooping?
No. I've had back issues for a long time and a little sciatica, but that's not even this.
Are you having any balance issues?
Sometimes I feel like, yeah, dizziness will hit me. It might last with me for hours, or it might just last 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
And disappear.
Okay. And then the other thing is, I have no idea. So the reason why I asked you if it was something to do with, cramps or, the toilet is, remember, I'm younger than you, but when I was a kid, there was a silly straw, those silly straws that
Yeah.
would, so whenever
Yeah.
I see that, I think of, you're not a guy, prostate. I think of, a man's penis. I think of, God help me, or pickle. I think of veins, blood flow, cardiovascular, the flow, the word flow. And that's probably why I asked you that. Um, if it is something cardio, I think it would be more electrical. That's what I'm thinking. But what are your symptoms right now?
My ankles, I'm getting like puffiness, little swelling and stuff, and it's very painful at night.
Okay. So that would be cardiovascular, generally speaking, or sugar. And I'm not really getting sugar issues with you. It could be, but I'm thinking it's vascular, and that would make sense. But you also want to have them check your kidneys, your bladder, all that. Okay.
Okay.
And then you're going to email me after you do go to the doctors, and then you're going to tell me, because it's interconnected.
Okay. So is that I had full blood test workup.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, they do other types of tests. They do ultrasounds. I don't know all the tests for that, but they do other kinds of tests. So it's going to be important. So keep that in mind. It's
right.
it's nothing catastrophic, but it has something to do with the word flow.
Okay.
So I'm getting like something like is stuck almost. Like like, oh, Drano. Like, I'm not saying you know what I'm trying to say. So there's,
Yes.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it's an obstruction, or maybe you have a couple of coagulations. Like, there's something. And even if it's in, cardio wise, you have those neurons in the heart that look like little straws, electrical. If one of them is blocked or they're misfiring, it would look the same thing to me. I get weird things to present it, but I'm not getting like congestive or anything like that. So I don't get it as doom and gloom, but I think whatever it is fixable. Okay.
So I'm going to my GP tomorrow to just find out, should I go to a cardiologist or should I go to vascular?
Yes. Both. And then also see if you can go to the person, like, I guess, a urologist or whoever deals with the kidneys, bladder, all that. Okay. And then let me know. I do have to go. I'm sorry. I would love to talk to you more, but thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Okay. Let me go on to somebody else. So Joanne.
Yes.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi.
So I think you emailed me, but I got in late and I did not read it. I have to tell you, sorry. So what do you want to ask me? What is your date of birth, by the way?
7/4/59.
Okay, now you're still doing the insurance, aren't you?
No.
I'm getting something with you helping people. Hold on. I'm getting a reference to that, and yeah, I'm getting a medical serpent around you, and then I see books. So you do something in service, or you did?
I did. I'm retired. I worked with developmentally disabled adults.
Okay, Now you're not thinking about going back to work, are you?
No, I have a little part-time job at the YMCA. I moved and retired to Florida.
Very good. Congratulations. Okay. There may be something more with that, and on a positive note, because I don't see you completely knitting, so I feel like you might do some consulting or something. There might be an opportunity. So keep it in
Mm-hmm.
mind. Now, my question is, a lot's changed. You moved in the past 3 years or 8?
5.
What's 3 minus 8? 5.
5.
Okay, my
Mm-hmm.
dyslexia. Now, also, you are you in your 3rd major relationship yet?
I don't think so.
Okay. Did you start meeting better choices? Because your taste in relationships was quite atrocious.
No, that's why I'm staying out of relationships.
Okay. So, how do I say this? Okay. You know that I don't care about whether people date a tomato. It doesn't matter to me. But the thing is, your preference is female energies for the most part, but you're picking people that are overly dominant and somehow abusive or controlling or mind effing. So it's like you're dating a man. And I'm not saying you're supposed to pick a needy woman that walks around going hi, but the thing is, you have to kind of interview these people as though they were going to date your daughter, your sister, your best friend, and treat them as though they're an opposite sex. It doesn't matter because we're all asexual. We have our preference. And I think it'll help because what's happening is you work for the Developmental Challenge. You're a caretaker. So you're attracting broken people and then you're
Yeah.
trying to fix them. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense?
Yeah.
So if you interview them as though they were going to date the other people, you won't date half the people. And you have to know that you can't fix a broken Italian bread.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
Whoever you wind up with, they'll be a little younger. And I think that they have different coloring than you. So darker hair, maybe more Snow Whitish looking, you know, keep it in mind. And if they're not your normal type, but there's something about them that's very nice. So keep
Mm-hmm.
that in mind. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
there is one thing, they do have a tattoo or a scar, but I think they have like a little tattoo, something small here. And whatever it is, it looks like a flower. It could be a rose, but it looks like something that is in memory of someone, maybe violet or something. Um, Maybe it's after a person or a name. So it's important. So keep it in mind. It's something that won't hit you until after you're kind of involved with them. So you're going to start out as a friend first, which is going to be the best thing that you ever did.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so keep that in mind. All right. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
happy for you that you moved. Congratulations. Now, what do you want to ask me before I go away?
Am I staying here or am I moving again?
What part of Florida?
Pensacola.
Is this the 3rd big move that you've had as an adult?
No, probably
Or
my
6?
first big move.
Yeah, but you lived in New York before, didn't you?
Right. So moving away from all there.
So that's one. You would live there and then now you live there. There might be one more, but maybe it's still within the area. Or
Mm-hmm.
you might wind up, whoever you hook up with, maybe you kind of go back and forth. So maybe they're not in Miami. I'm getting more central if if it is still Florida. Um, and then I'm also getting a little bit more of a breeze. I don't get as much humidity.
Mm-hmm.
So there's I'm not I used to do an appearance in West Palm and I've only been to Florida a few times, but there's a part of Florida, I don't know if it's closer to Georgia or um I'm dyslexic, so I've never been to Nashville, but maybe it's closer to the end, but it's by water, but it's closer to something that's like I get more of a breeze.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they're showing me. So keep it in mind. But if you
Yeah.
do move, it won't be until after the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
run, but don't rush, and don't act out of emotions.
Okay.
I hope I helped.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to pick Monica, I think. Kumar.
Hi,
Hi, Miss Kumar. What's your birthday?
November 6th, 1992.
Oh, you're a baby. Enjoy your youth. Have I ever read you before?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. A long time ago.
yeah.
Okay. Um, Now, do you live in a different state?
No,
No, but you don't live in New York.
I'm in New York.
Hmm. Were you traveling or something at one point? Or were you thinking about it?
Well, right now I'm a travel nurse.
Thank you. Da, da, da. Okay. Is that different from what you were doing before?
Yeah, so like right now I'm in the same department, but just a different location.
Okay. Is it one location or three?
Just one.
Okay, now, have you thought about becoming an NP?
I actually just finished school for NP.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, uh, is it one specialty or three?
One. Well, it's family nurse practitioner, so you kind of have a lot of flexibility, I guess.
Okay, now I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm a big supporter of this. And if you need a guinea pig, what part of New York do you live in?
I'm in Long Island.
Okay, if you need a guinea pig, let me know. But I think you should learn injectables, not just for face, but for joints and other things like that.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
maybe,
want to do actually.
yeah, I think you should because it's going to have it has people do use it for hair loss. They also use it for women when instead of having uterine surgery when they have accidents, they do Botox down there so that it helps. Also TMJ, like I get it in my jaw because I grind my teeth. I think it's a really good thing.
That's my
Um,
goal actually.
yeah, because you want to help, but you're not a butt wiper, even though you're in the medical, right? And you need the mobility. So maybe 1 day or 3 days a week you do the injectables, and then you do patient care the rest of the week. But you're not going to kill yourself with it, and it breaks it up, and then it's not as draining.
Yeah.
Also, you're pretty psychic, so this would help you pay attention to your own intuition more. Now you got married though, didn't you?
No, I never was married.
Did somebody try to marry you or something, or your family was trying to marry you? Because I hear ding dong, or did somebody get married?
Well, my sister got married in 2019.
Okay, and you've had one major relationship or two already?
Two.
Oh, but you're not in that anymore, are you?
No.
Okay. Now, the last relationship, would you go back to him?
No.
Okay, because did he try to resurface?
Yeah.
Okay, they're still saying he's still shady.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I know you're going to think I'm crazy. I'm not big on arranged marriages, so that's not, but I have a feeling. So your situation reminds me of somebody else that's in this room who were nameless, but I feel like the person is within your community in an indirect way. I don't know if they're completely from your culture exactly. So I don't know if they're Indian but was raised in England, or they're mixed, or if you go to church, maybe you go to a Catholic church. Like, all I know is it feels like within some sort of community, and it could be work, but I think it's something more of a spiritual realm, and it's a familiar face, but they are lighter than you, but they're not blonde. I get lighter eyes. But you also have a lot of Persians. There are Pakistanis. My ex, he was um, from from Iran and then was raised in Pakistan. He had dark hair, light eyes. A lot of Persian guys look like that. So I'm going to say that this person is a little bit more exotic, but I don't get somebody necessarily off the boat from India. You know what I'm saying? And I get whoever it is going to be more cultural, more educated, but won't be pompous.
So you said won't be like arranged, right?
All I'm going to say is, if it's part of your family, if it's connected to your family's church or community, the universe may associate it to it. Maybe they would like you to talk to this person, and then it just happens. But it's of something. I almost want to say that they're already in your wheelhouse. I just don't know if there was been real contact yet. It's like somebody you've known or know, but you don't know them. So keep it in mind. Okay. And one thing I'm really good with, number one, he's got really good hygiene, but he has a really nice butt. You can bounce quarters off his butt. And I know that sounds weird, but it, and I don't think he's like one of those guys that is in the gym, like that commercial, I lift things up and I put them down. I don't think it's that, but I think he's just naturally like that. But I think he walks, he does calisthenics. He would be somebody that does more of a like a triathlon or things like that. He'll do a little bit of weights, but he's not crazy. Maybe he runs up and down stairs. That would make sense. So keep it in mind. Okay. But I like him for you. And the fact that you just finished school is showing me all new beginnings. If you're on my email list, you're gonna get an email and there's a phoenix on it, because the astrological aspect from yesterday, and it's a 13 is a lucky number. It's all new beginnings. It's like rising from the ashes. So and expect the unexpected. Okay? Trust me on this, because you're going to be like, aha. Okay? And one other thing, and this is going to sound kind of rando, if they have any pools at work for contests, do it. $5, $10, $20, do it. Okay. Because I think you may win some money. Don't forget me if it's a lot. Okay. But that's what I'm getting. No, but that's what I'm getting. Like, I'm getting something of an opportunity. Oh, isn't it Diwali right now?
Diwali, yeah, it just passed.
Okay. So Festival of the Lights. So, that's like your Christmas. So it's important. So keep it in mind. And then let me know what happens.
So if they're not pulling any money at work, should I start it?
Maybe, but I see something like some contest or something. I don't know. Keep it in mind. Oh, and there's one other thing, and I have no idea what it means. I see a horse. I don't think his name is Mr. Ed, but I am going to say, because there used to be a TV show, The Horse is a Horse, Mr. Ed. It was a talking horse, but that seems to be important. So it may have to do with the year that they're born, because like different years within the Chinese calendar, the year of the dog, the year of the horse. So it may relate to the year that they're born. So keep it in mind. Okay. And then, when was the last time I read you?
In 2018.
You're going to take advantage, maybe get a session with me. So keep it in mind. Okay. Thank you so much. And then we'll go into it more. And again, forgive me, I'm tired. I did an open gallery the other day and I'm still tired. I'm like wrecked. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to go on to Dawn Marinacci. Hello, Dawn, the one that's in the white.
Hi.
Dawn, what's your date of birth?
January 2nd, 1971.
Now, did I ever read you?
Never.
Okay. You've had one major relationship, or are you in your third one yet?
One.
Okay. And what month are they born in?
April
And what day?
2nd,
And what year?
69.
You're both very different. Hold on, where'd you go? There's a lot of differences. I don't think it's a bad thing, but there's a lot of differences. Does he wear glasses?
Reading glasses.
Has he been having any headaches lately?
No.
Tell him to check his eyes because I'm getting something with one of his eyes.
Okay.
Also, you were pregnant once or 3 times? Or 6, but I'm going to say 3.
Once.
Okay. Did you want more?
Yes.
Okay. You wanted 3 pregnancies?
No, 2.
It's funny, I see 3. I have a question though. Did you think you were pregnant 2 other times?
It was a long time ago. I'm a lot older now. I don't remember.
Yeah, you might have been. I mean, I'm still older than you. I don't know the significance of it, but that's what they're showing me. And is it I'm getting a male energy. So did you have the child? Because that's what it feels like.
I don't. Can you rephrase that? I don't understand your question.
I'm getting a male energy around you. So
No, I have a daughter.
but I'm getting male energy. So what's her birthday?
9/11.
Okay. And how old?
She's 20.
Is she very feisty?
Some would say that.
Okay. And then the other thing is, because I'm weird, does she have a name that's male or female?
It's female.
Lauren, Sam, could be a middle name. What's her name?
Macy.
Macy could be male or female. What's her middle name?
D.
Okay. So Macy could be male or female, which is really interesting. Now, I have a really weird question to ask about her. Does she have kind of like bad cramps or bad PMS?
Very bad.
Okay. That could be why I'm going back around to it. Have she ever had an ultrasound?
I don't think so. She's had some tests done, but I don't think it was an ultrasound.
She should get her thyroid tested, number 1. An ultrasound and a blood test. I think some people, okay, I can't see, of her thyroid, but she should also get an ultrasound of her uterus. Does sugar problems run in the family?
Not at all.
All I'm going to tell you is they're pulling me down lower body, and sometimes people that develop PCOS, which is polycystic, there's a greater tendency to sugar problems. That's why I asked. But I'm getting there's something else going on, and it feels like it's a hormonal thing, and it's workable. And if she has fibroids and they're big, email me, and I'll give you some suggestions. And don't let them cut them out unless they're in a place where they can't do the other things I'm going to suggest. But I'm pretty sure she probably has like 3 big fibroids.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, because her back hurts too, and a bunch of other stuff. And popping a whole bottle of Advil, the Motrin doesn't work. It makes you sick. Is going to cause problems for her. And it's going to cause acid and all that. So keep that in mind. Now, what do you want to ask me?
About my husband's health.
So, is he having? I have a reference to 3 things, and I'm not a negative person, but I get it's like he's holding his head. So I don't know if it's something to do neurologically or he's holding his head because he's stressed, but I feel like whatever it is affecting the way he processes, maybe, but that's what they're showing me. And I also get something to do, like, when people get Bell's palsy and you freeze, like, it's like something with his face and in this area, like I'm getting like chest and up.
Okay.
Like that.
He just told me yesterday he's been having pain on his jaw right here.
Okay. He needs to get that checked. Does he smoke?
No, he uses dip.
What? What's that?
The stuff you put in your lip and it's
Okay.
like it's smokeless tobacco.
Okay, he's got to stop that because
Yeah.
but no, if I told you the real image, so there's like an emoji of a guy, like I guess a homeless guy with these teeth that half of them are out and his face is like this. And that
I
was
know,
the
I've
first,
seen it. Oh yeah.
it was the first image I got. He might have an issue. All
Okay.
kidding aside.
Okay.
I hope I'm wrong. But if it is, he has to address it as quickly as possible because
Okay.
if it is something, if it has something to do with that, for whatever reason, if it's not addressed, it's going to accelerate very quickly.
Okay.
And there are two other things. He has some blood pressure issues and stuff like that, so he also
Yep.
has cardio, some cardio issues. But I'm
Yep.
more concerned about this actually, especially, and this is going to sound weird. Cardio, most of the cardio stuff, unless it's you have like an aortic aneurysm, like by your groin. Once that starts, you can't fix it, right? But with cardio now and the technology, most of it's fixable. Even if somebody has congestive heart issues, they can last for 20 years. Now, what I'm going to say though is, if it's something in his jaw, or if it's something in his pituitary, or one of his lymph nodes, or what is the thing, the salivary glands, it goes into your whole system. So it needs to be addressed as soon as possible.
Okay.
Pedal to the metal. And then email me and let me know, okay?
Okay.
Where do you live? What state?
New York.
Okay. So if you live in Westchester, that's great. But I definitely think he needs to do this as soon as possible. I hope I helped. Stop stressing. I'm putting my wrong thing. I can't even see this anymore. So I put my website. Of course, it's, hold on, to everyone. See, it keeps on, something is going on electrically. I hope I helped. And it was very nice meeting you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you too.
And I'm doing the other one next month, but it'll be the last one for the thing, and I won't click on the wrong link. And I'm not going to try to do like a big, I might do a big event, but I'm tired from my thing I did the other day. Okay, now, thank you so much. All right, let me go on to Raza? Reza, did I read you before?
No.
Hi, Reza.
Hello.
Where are you from?
I'm in Massachusetts, but I'm originally from Ukraine.
Oh, no, okay, nice, but not nice now, obviously. What's your birthday?
April 11, 1975.
You're actually very intuitive yourself.
Yes,
what
thank
part
you.
of Massachusetts?
North part. I'm closer to New Hampshire.
Oh, very nice. Okay. So you get really weird dreams, deja vu, stuff like that.
Yes, I do.
Okay, I have a really rando question for you. Are you having problems with your hands or your joints?
Yes, they hurt sometimes, but it's not really major problem, but yeah.
Well, you have a high pain threshold.
Yeah, well, I definitely cannot play piano as I used to because of hands issue.
I'd have another question for you. Do you get any rashes?
Thank God, no, not anymore.
You used to?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they ever diagnose you with eczema or psoriasis?
Minor one, but it's funny you ask because months ago he gave me something and it did magic. I don't have it anymore. I'm even afraid to say that.
Okay. So psoriasis is a form of autoimmune, but there are different kinds. So there's a thing called, like, you know how like RA, so psoriatic arthritis is in the same category. You're going to probably need to go to a endocrinologist and address it. Now, your situation isn't that severe, but psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis, RA, and a lot of these things are triggered by stress, um, a catastrophic event, an illness, and things like that. And it could exacerbate the situation. And if you do have one of those, if you don't address it, it can go after your organs, it can go after your joints and other things. Lupus, it's all in the same category as lupus and Crohn's. And that people in my head said, do you already know about this? So now you work in the medical field or education?
Yeah. Well, I'm from a family of doctors, and I used to work many years in medical healthcare organizations, but right now I don't.
Okay, but isn't that funny? It still comes up.
Yeah.
So you probably know all about this already, but you kind of ignore it. Now, what do you want to ask me?
Oh gosh, so many things. But let me, so my kids and so I have 2 adult kids, and all of us just happen to be single at this time, and all of us kind of really bothered, really feel lonely, really feels like something is wrong.
Okay,
And
it's not. Hold on. Now, you were pregnant 3 times or 6?
3.
How many kids?
2.
2 kids, 1 boy, 1 girl?
Yes.
I must be psychic. Ah! Okay, there you go. A little humor. Okay, now, you had 2 major relationships. And it doesn't have to be marriage, but you maybe had a marriage, and then maybe you had like an asshole or one night stand, like an asshole or one night stand, or
Go
like,
there, yeah.
well, but it's major of what not to do. You can meet somebody on a bus and it could affect you. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't always, when I say major, people automatically assume marriage or living. No. You're coming into a third. The other thing is COVID didn't help.
No.
COVID caused a lot of social issues. And right now, especially if you're in a blue state, which you are, but at least Massachusetts and New England, those parts, even though they're a blue state, they weren't affected in the negative way as like New York or Chicago or California with the riots and some of the craziness, because your area is more collegiate, which is a positive. But the problem is people are still in their cave, and so the guys are looking at apps and all this other crap.
Right. Well, very disconnected here. Very
Yes.
disconnected.
But you have to do meetups. That's what I would say. Do some meetups to get yourself, even if you do 20 of them and they're all assholes, at least you get your juices going. because what's going to happen is the next 9 to 18 months, things are going to start to open up in a positive way, because the fog is starting to lift now. We've had a lot of crazy shit happen and a lot of bad stuff, and there is a fight between good and evil. You know that better because of the Ukraine. But I truly believe that good is going to win over evil. And the reason why some of this bad stuff happened is so that people could see the truth, to see that there's a lot of bullshit going on. So what I'm going to say to you is, I don't think you know your person. I don't know if you'll get married again, so to speak, but I see a marriage-like situation. I don't think he's Ukrainian. I don't think he's Russian. I don't get a guy that talks like this. A lot of, the Russian men. I dated a Russian long time ago because I like foreign men, and he talked like he had a poop all the time. I don't get that. Whoever it is more articulate, a little bit more elegant. He enunciates very well, so he might present. Maybe he's I don't think he's a motivational speaker, but he might be a trainer, a corporate trainer. He could be an actor or a singer, And the reason why I think that is he speaks very proper English. Like he enunciates, and most of the time, opera singers, like people that sing, and a lot of people, unless they're rap, or people that are actors, tend to enunciate very well. So
maybe I should go sing karaoke.
maybe, but I'm going to tell you it's important because of the way they speak. Very proper. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you? And other than that, don't worry. And then the same thing with the kids. Don't tell them not to worry. Okay. All right. And then maybe you could schedule a reading with me. Anyone in the room, you get 10% off of my readings. Just tell me you're here. And then I have another Zoom on for December 5th. Go in and register for it on my website. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Thank you so much, my dear.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. So guys, hold on. Let me see what time it is. So I went over my, a little bit because I started later. I started 15 minutes. And, I know a lot of you have been in the room before, and normally I'm but I am a little tired. And Anne-Marie was with me the other day. Anne-Marie, I'm going to invite Anne-Marie in the room for a second. I saw her today. You can unmute yourself, Anne-Marie. So
Yes.
Hi, Anne-Marie.
Hi.
So if anyone is local to Westchester or Connecticut, I'm at Haught Healing Oasis. It's a really great place. They have a lot of different services, and that's where I met Anne-Marie. Where did she go?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
I'm here.
She was in my room, on Sunday, and she knows how tired I am. I talked to her today. They have some amazing things there. They have a hydro massage machine, which is like a giant waterbed that massages you, and it puts ions of salt, the Himalayan rock salt, so you think like you're in the ocean. It's like floating in the Dead Sea. It's fantastic. But that's where I do my private readings. If you guys have an interest, I'm going to be doing psychic development classes and mediumship classes. They're moving forward, and there's other workshops. So there's a array of stuff there on my website. You can check them out. And in the meantime, register for next month. And, if any of you are local, when I do my next open gallery, maybe you guys can come there. It'll probably be, I'm going to say the end of January, February, because of the holidays, and that's weather permitting. Okay. So I think it would be a lot of fun, and especially with families or friends, it's really cool. And, we had about 15 people in the group, and Anne-Marie can vouch. And even though there was a lot of different people, a lot of the people there kind of connected with other people, and it was a very synergistic thing, and it was very healing. So just to tell you guys, okay? Did you enjoy yourself, Anne-Marie? Anne-Marie is like, she's like Lucille Ball. She's got balls to the walls, and she's feisty as shit. And she came, and I made her pee on herself, and then she left early. So, so I had to tease.
It was absolutely amazing. Francine is just wonderful. There was more than 15 people. There was like 25 people. So she actually stayed extra time, and she read everyone in the whole room, which you were only supposed to stay till from 10 o'clock until was it
1:30?
1:30. Well, I had to leave. You probably stayed till 3. I heard she stayed and did everyone in the room. So
yeah,
she spent a lot of time with everyone individually in a group, which was amazing.
I had great time.
Yeah.
And Anne-Marie is awesome. and my nickname is for her is Lucille Ball. So
that's great. I can take that.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to post this. And one other thing, and this is a side note. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, obviously, but I just joined TikTok. But I do these Instagram lives. I've been doing them very informally, and I've been bringing people into the room, like, talking to them one-on-one. So I'm going to start to post that. I'm going to do a little bit more of that. And maybe, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this. I'm doing next month, but I like doing the other platforms a little bit. It shakes it up. So just like and follow me. on all the social, and I added all the stuff, and then go from there. Okay, guys? Have a good night and have a happy gobble gobble. Bye, guys.